Hey, welcome back everybody to Valkyria Chronicles. We're up to fell a citadel. Got some cutscenes we got to get through. Kind of emotional cutscenes in some cases. And then there'll be 2 missions, 4A, 5A. And that'll be basically what we're going to be doing for a couple episodes.
Thanks to the victory at Nagyar, our forces have pushed the enemy back to the border. The Imperials are currently holed up in the citadel at Girlendio.
Girlendio?
A crucial checkpoint along the commerce routes tying Gallia to the east since medieval times, the pass at Girlendio had been fortified for ages. The existing structure was rebuilt as a modern fortress during the First European War, and its grounds were littered with the casualties of war. In the current war, it housed the Empire's command center, and now it stood as their final stronghold.
Yeah, but it literally doesn't have fucking corpses just littered around.
What's our strategy for attacking the Citadel, Captain?
I still haven't received any details on our orders from above yet.
Oh, stop your worrying, Virat! I came here myself to give you your orders!
General Damon, I'm honored, but why not just send a messenger?
Your regiment really showed him up out there at Nagyar. In return, I'm granting you the honor of assaulting the Citadel at the van of the army.
Sir?
Here are your orders. There's a supply line running into the Citadel. We're sending a train car loaded down with explosives along it to blow us an entrance. The militia will run along the track ahead of it, flipping the right rail switches.
Flipping rail switches, sir? This while dodging a hailstorm of bullets? That sounds like a suicide mission, sir.
What are you talking about? It's the perfect challenge for your fearless crew. If we succeed here, the Empire will finally be forced out of Gallia for good. You'll pave the way for the real army.
I'll take all the credit. And if you die, well, at least you'll soften up their army a little bit.
Another mission they don't have the guts to do themselves.
Correct.
Maybe. But it's a mission that somebody still needs to do.
Precisely. As the General said, if we win, the Empire will be driven out of Gallia. Let this be our final battle. I'll await good news from the field.
Yep, much like most of the game we played up to this point, we're again given another suicide mission in the hopes that
It's too late for the mother. Come on, we've got to get the child out. Now!
Mother, where are you? Mother!
every time I see this cutscene, I assume that it's Selvaria,
Grace.
but it's not, it's him.
That incident grows old and stale. Selvaria, what news have you from the front?
Sire, they seek to push our soldiers past the border, and the total of their forces approach those of our own.
I see. The advantage now begins to sway towards the other side.
It does.
It seems the loss at Nagyar has ended our hopes of strolling through the gates of Rondgries.
The fault lies with me. This would be over had I but won at Nagyar. Your Grace, grant me another chance, I beg you. Please allow me to fight for your glory, sire.
Dear Selvaria, do you truly wish to be of help?
Yes, more than anything. From the time you saved me, Your Grace,
This is a confession.
that I love you more than I do my own life. Sire, I want to work in the service of your dreams.
Very well.
He's basically saying, I want to be your number two.
Silvaria, you report that the strength of our opponent now matches our own.
Husband and wife.
In that case, let the fire of destruction rain down upon them. Use the final
He, on the
flame
other hand, sees the world a little bit differently.
But
He basically is telling her to kill herself, if need be. Means he has no feelings whatsoever for her.
Your Grace!
The hour of your death shall mark the inauguration of our rule. Farewell, Silvaria.
Kill yourself. So, kind of sucks, but she's just
Can't
another
say I'm
pawn
impressed, Your Grace.
to him.
Making a lady cry?
This is simply one of a number of scenarios we'd planned for since before Nagyar. If her prowess as a Valkyria is insufficient, Selvaria's uses quickly narrow to one alone.
That's a bomb.
Anyway, there's a messenger here for you straight from Castle Randgrease.
So there is. Let him wait. I have no time for simple messengers now. We are set to commence Operation Steel Scythe. Jaeger, prepare to return back east.
What? Then it's... the Marmota's finished?
It is. Word has come that it has completed its trial run. The Galleons are hasty to assume victory. We shall see them gutted yet.
So he's apparently got some sort of super weapon. Which, if you've been listening to me talk at any point in the last couple episodes, you should have a pretty good idea what it is.
Is everybody here?
no. Still no Alicia, boss.
Right.
Still
Well, let's
bummed
start.
out.
I already heard from another squad. We're prepping some tracks for a bomb.
That's right. It's a rough one, but this is a critical mission.
This is the militia. We're used to getting all the bum missions by now. With that settled, there's one question I gotta ask you, boss. Alicia's Valkyria powers and all. You plan to use those this time, too?
No, Largo, of course I don't. I have faith in your natural abilities.
Also, I
Who
didn't
needs
plan to use him in the
Valkyra when I've
last
got
battle
you all?
either.
Good answer. I'd expect no less from you, boss.
We're ready for anything out there. After all, this could very well be it.
Yeah, we're fine. You go be with Alicia, boss. She needs you real bad right now.
All right. You all know what you're doing.
But does he? This is a tough one. Even for Nature Boy.
Having Alicia and the boss moping around is a drag for the whole squad. I hope for everyone's sake they can pull out of this funk real soon.
Alicia, there you are. What's up?
Look at this, Welkin. Guess what? I found some lion's paw growing while I was out on my walk. There you go. Very sharp. Makes you look like a real gentleman.
Well, thank you.
Welkin. They said it was Valdio. Is it true?
Afraid so.
Then when I walked through camp before, some of them got down on their knees, like they were worshipping me. Praise the Valkyria, the Godchild. They were begging me to save Galia, me. I mean, what am I supposed to say to that?
Alicia,
What kind of life can I live from now on?
He wants some assurance from him,
I wish I knew.
but he's not doing a very good job of that right now.
Wow, I'm sorry. Guess that was pretty heavy. Here we are right before the last battle, and I'm not helping things one little bit. Don't worry about me. Sergeant Alicia Melchiot, sir. Reporting. And ready for duty.
He was looking to see if he would admit his feelings for her, because she clearly is not ready to do that. And I think she misinterpreted that maybe Welkin also just sees her as a weapon. Or at least that's my interpretation of that particular scene. Even though he clearly doesn't see any
Here is your mission brief.
of his members, let alone his, you know, Alicia as a weapon, a tool, a thing, pawn of war. It's the opposite of, basically the opposite of the prince, who just sees all of his commanders, his subordinates as pieces to a greater glory, you know. Even Silvaria, who is a Valkyria, you know, and even though she failed once, you know, because she failed once, she is, you know, disposable. You know, if she serves no purpose as a Valkyria, then the only thing that can be said is that you know, her only other purpose is to be essentially a giant bomb. So she has one chance to basically redeem herself, which isn't this mission, but will be the next mission where we'll be taking her on. If she succeeds, then she'll redeem herself in the eyes of the prince, which will then push us back from the gates between here in Magyar, or here in the Empire. And then that'll give them enough time to bring their super weapon into position. If she fails, then she delays them just long enough to allow the weapon to come into use. But ultimately, she'll sacrifice herself to do that. I'm just picking a couple guys here.
If there are no questions, let's get started.
Main plan here is we're going to use, sort of like always, we're going to use our scouts
There are 3 switches
to
total.
try to
Let's clear the
beat
way.
this as quickly as
SWAT
possible.
7, move out.
We are going to need some support from our stormtroopers, but I don't know how much that's going to actually be.
Tanks. You name it, they'll be sending it all at us.
This isn't like the last mission
calm
where it's
and
just
get
fucking
from
horse
switch
shit.
to switch. All right, soldiers.
This mission, I think, is a lot more doable than the last one, where, you know, the game more or less plays by their its own rules, which is there are a certain number of enemies on the field. They can summon more enemies at their bases, but they use commander points to do that. There are some, as you can see, hidden enemies in the grass. There are some machine gunners as well. But
You are so over.
But like I said, that plays by the more or less plays by the rules. Now, imagine if, because I happen to have an open end behind me, if every turn I got, you know, 2 stormtroopers, a lancer, a sniper, and 2 scouts every turn, regardless I use 0 commander points, but I get all those guys to reinforce me every turn. You know? It's just kind of ridiculous. Whereas this, I know I have the advantage because I'm leveled up. I have the advantage because I'm a human being and the game's sort of designed to be beatable. But at the same time, you know, you're trying to press forward a little bit quicker than you should. These guys are all in, what do you call that? They're all in behind cover, so they're all getting cover bonuses even though I'm gonna snipe them. I've basically got perfect accuracy with this gun. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do anything to these guys. Not like one hit, you know, one shot, one kill sort of things. I'm just gonna have to pick someone to shoot. Quick reminder, since it's been so long since the last time we did a Valkyria Chronicles episode, I've got Cherry and who's really good with Rosie, so I tend to pair those two up. I have Cherry as well as Alicia with the very overly powerful shotgun. Boy, what I'm really out of it now. Scout rifle, which is really good. It's pretty good at killing human, but is even better at killing tanks. Like, ungodly amount. Like, you wouldn't really imagine that there should be anything that's really good against a tank's weak spot, other than, say,
My turn, okay?
like a, you know, a Lancer, which that's their job. But yeah, I mean, he's got very good, as you can see, accuracy. It's not perfect accuracy, but it's good. It's good attack against, you know, soldiers. It's great against
Enemy unit spotted.
1 or 2 rounds I can take out a tank, which you find me a rifle that you can shoot a tank with. Okay, I know. You don't have to tell me. A 50 caliber rifle could easily put a shell right through a tank.
I'm on it.
But that's not what Alicia's not carrying around a 50 cal rifle. It's gonna fire 5 times in a row.
Enemy sighted.
I'm trying not to get any closer to that than I needed to. So she may pay the price for this. Yeah, it's probably the smart thing to do.
Stopping me.
I love Strong-Willed. It's such a good... In addition to everything else about Rosie, you know, her being a shock trooper and everything, she's just so good. Because she's got Strong-Willed, which just basically allows you to run directly into, you know, what do you call it? Fire. Machine gun fire. Always good to hide in the grass first so you don't take that extra damage. What's your favorite, I don't know, breakfast cereal? There we go. Let's talk about something completely unrelated to the actual mission at hand. Not because I'm bored, but because,
My turn, okay?
just want to kind of not drone on and on about nothing. Yeah, I do need to get a little closer than this.
Can't beat the smell of fresh soil.
I do need to get closer than this in order to do actual good tank damage. But it's not really all that much farther than this.
I'm a weapon. No,
And she
a
proc
shield.
Valkyria, which is great. It's not obvious. Yeah, it just... Yeah. Increased accuracy. I think it's increased damage. Yeah. So... And the other one that's really good when she unlocks her Valkyria product abilities is something. It's called something body, mysterious body, I think, which allows her to heal. it randomly procs as well. Could go after you. Don't seem to be dead though. Very good.
Hostile sighted. Currently in pursuit.
Kind of want to stay here. I also kind of want to not get shot at, so let's just hide in the grass instead.
How many are there now?
Favorite breakfast cereal? I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I know it's not great. I know in terms of like cereals, it's like
No problem, boss.
whatever. And I know everyone's got their own opinion on what is and is not a good cereal. Like for instance, there's a lot of cereals I really like. I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is probably top of my list right now. But you can't go wrong with the nice Frosted Flakes. Corn Flakes in general are just really good. I love shredded Frosted Mini Wheats. I love them. They're so good.
Leave it to me.
I'll
shoot, and I'm all whatever.
I mean, the frosted part's obviously great, but I like the shredded mini, you know, the shredded wheat type cereal. That's so good to me.
That makes things a bit easier.
What else? Not a super big fan of popped rice, which is your Smacks / Honeycrisp. But those are good. Those are good as like a change up on your cereal. If you're looking for something a little bit different, then, you know, Chex is good as well. I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a big fan of wheat Chex though. I like corn Chex. I like, that's no damage whatsoever. I love rice Chex, but rice Chex are they're probably nothing more than just like putting, you know, like substance into your body. It probably doesn't have any good. Total is so good. I love Total. I know I'm an old man now. Actually, I'm not even sure they make Total anymore. But Total was so good. So good. It was just your basic like, hey, you like Raisin Bran? Have some Total. You like cornflakes? Have some Total. So good. But the only cereals I don't like are the ones that have either gone out of business. I mean, they don't make them anymore. I hate it. My mom bought King Vitamin once. It was bad. It was not good. You know, there's some sugary cereals that I wasn't really a big fan of. Like Oreo-O's. That wasn't a big fan of that one.
Moving out.
Alright, we need to put an end to one or both of these guys. Ideally, you first. Alright, you're dead. Great. And I can get rid of you as well, I think. Yep. Good shot. I can get rid of you. Yep, doing good. Now we can go sneak behind the machine gunner. We'll take the base. We'll flip the switch. And then we'll be at the first of 3 switches. Or, yeah. So the next 2 switches are actually, I wouldn't say hard to do, but you just have to, you have to know what's coming, is what I guess I should say. The next one is through that minefield, but you're not going to worry about the minefield because we're going to go around this, whatever you want to call it, embankment. Probably a more specific word for this dirt wall they built. But yeah, we should be able to get rid of the machine gunner. Provided I don't fuck up like this.
In trouble here?
I could have literally shot from anywhere behind behind Rosie, and I'd been okay. And I instead decide, nah, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that. Yep, this would also have worked, as you can see. Perfect accuracy. Penetrator, that didn't negate defense. You're dead. Could have saved Cherry by doing that. That's great. Extra shot, always nice. She's gonna be more useful when we get her up near the lookout towers to the. I'm gonna put her on the right lookout tower, but I could do either one because then she'll just be able to look down upon the earth and just murderize everything.
Let's do this thing.
But
Medic!
Jerry has been safely evacuated. We will resummon her, maybe later. So yeah, I do want to send Rosie this direction, and we will hide in the grass here, because I don't want to find out that these towers are terrible. Well, whatever. We're going to find out if these towers can attack her or not. Probably not.
The hunt begins. Checkmate. We've come this far alone.
I don't mind that her... Oh, yeah. Oh, my, yes.
Good night.
I don't mind that her whole MO is being sort of a lone wolf character.
Sweet dreams.
Not only does that kind of work for me in terms of the role of a sniper, but also how I use snipers. I tend to keep them away from the guys anyways and just try to find the best position for them.